To the January 22nd, 2024 huddle. Woo! All right. We have a huge audience here live at the office today. So, Sasha is at Leadership Skills Camp this week. So, I am the one giving you the huddle. My name is Keone Baum. I'm broker in charge here. And so, let's get started. Mission statement. Aubrey, since you're here.
To build fruit with having businesses worth owning lives, living experiences worth giving and legacies worth giving.
Awesome. Thank you. You are really echoing on Zoom. Okay, if everybody can make sure they're muted. And if you can go to the microphone, that arrow, yeah. You can look at the settings maybe. Okay, we'll try to figure that out. Maybe turn that down a little bit. How's that? Is that better? Hello, can you hear me, everybody? Is that better? Am I echoing? Do I sound like karaoke or do I sound right? Okay.
We can barely hear you now.
Oh, okay. Let's crank that back. Okay. How's that? All right. We'll see what we can do. All right. We're going to try and turn the AC off here. Okay, let's go to the WI4 2TES. And let's ask Mitch to cover the one that he likes the best today.
I always like the win-win. I'll stay with that one. The win-win or no deal.
Win-win or no deal. What do you like about win-win or no deal?
It just feels good like that. If everybody's in the transaction trying to make it work, everybody's happy. Buyers happy, sellers happy, agents are happy. You know, at the end of the day, that's we can extract.
Agree. Okay, thanks, Mitch. Let's move on to December's top. December 23 top 20 agents. You see them all here. And probably, hopefully, the majority of them are on the huddle, as the huddle is very important to keep up to date on the things that are going on. So congratulations to all these top 20 agents. All right. Our app training, there is a calendar for trainings. You can reserve the conference rooms. And there's other resources in there. We're going to start alerting you also to the meeting, this meeting through that. So make sure you turn on your notifications in the app. Hopefully all of you have downloaded the app. Remember, it's not instant, right? You can use this QR code to go to the live training calendar. We also have the calendar in the office. Is it in Kihei too?
Yes.
And the Kihei office. And we will have one out in the West Side soon too. Nerdy 30 is still going every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. to 6. Ray and Carrie will help you do whatever you need for that. Ray, are you on? You want to talk to that, or Carrie?
I think you got the gist of it. We get together, cover a new topic every week, and then we open it up, if you notice, at 6 o'clock for general Q&As. So if you've got unique things that you want us to go over in the group setting, we can do that. Otherwise, Carrie and I are both available for one-on-ones throughout the week for on-demand tech help. So scan that code and hop on my schedule, and I'll be able to do a one-on-one if the group setting doesn't make sense for that question.
Awesome. Okay, our board of directors consists of these lovely people here. They all have different direct categories, I guess, if you will. And if you'd like to help them and join their communities, let them know. And you can be part of that community in developing their missions. The Fairway office is going to be open on the 21st, which is yesterday. So if you do need to go in there, it is now open. We are going to have a blessing event, grand opening event for that on February 1st. February 1st, put it in your calendar. Please RSVP because we are going to get food for that. And it'll be from 11:30 to 1 with the blessing at noon. So come down and check it out. Jumpstart, also known as Ignite, starts today. You look at your screen, you can see there's people in Ignite. Hey, everybody. All right. Ignite is open, or Jumpstart is open for everybody also. Okay, it's not only open for new people, but if you look at the schedule, you can see, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about, certain classes, right? There's 20 classes, I think. They run from 9 to noon most days. So if you do want to do that, just jump in. It is on Zoom. You can go to, it's going to be held at the Kihei office since our AC is a little bit fritzy here in Kahului.
It's not on Zoom.
Oh, it's not on Zoom. Okay, so it's only in person. Only in person. So if you want to jump into a class, go to the Kihei office and you can get in there.
Topics for week 1.
This is the week 1. So Ignite Your Business, Southside Caravan. They are going to intro to command, find your clients, MLS classes, and then a Zoom recap on Saturdays. There is a Saturday class as a recap for the week's events. However, you do need to sign up for that. Okay. Oh, look. Liza's been here the whole time, patiently waiting for her slide. Come on up, Liza.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Liza Rivera, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. So our food distribution is on Thursday. I'm a little out of breath. And we are in need of some supplies. Diapers, specifically size 4, 5, and 6. And just toiletries. All the inventory that was dropped off during the fires we've gone through. And the need continues to grow. So if you go to Walmart or Costco, some of the items that are needed are diapers, toilet paper, laundry detergent, toothpaste, shampoo, and you could just drop it off here at the Maui Food Bank bin or the one in Kihei. And even if you can't make it right before our distribution on Thursday, that's okay. Because this is happening every month. And we're also looking for volunteers. So if anyone wants to come out and help us, we meet at Haole Makana at 1:45 all the way until about 3:30. So it's really fun. Keone comes every month. You really get to see our neighbors, our community that are in need. So thank you and aloha.
Good job. Thank you, Liza, for doing that great work with that community. If you can join us, please let Liza know, so we don't have too many people or not enough. Okay, Intro to KW commercial is going to happen at the Kahului office on January 26th, which is Friday from 11 to 11:45. So be here if you have interest in KW commercial. It's helpful if you guys RSVP for the classes. It's not necessary, but it is helpful because sometimes we have material that we need to print up beforehand. Colette, you guys might have just gotten that email from her that she's going to have a class with Sasha and Chad, the principal broker from Oahu. This class is on Friday from 3 to 4, and it is going to be on, via Zoom. Who has your back? And that's going to be on the 26th, so this Friday. And Ray has put a link to the Zoom in the chat. Book club. It's book club. Okay, book club starts next week, Monday, February 5th. That's Teresa's The Obstacle is the Way book. So come to right after following the huddle at 11. And then the following month, March 4th, The Psychology of Money, hosted by Steve Landine. We've got some
He's
shout
amazing.
out.
He's,
Go ahead,
he's
Steve.
amazing.
Huh?
He said he's amazing.
Oh, he's an amazing instructor or facilitator, I should say, on the book. So please come to those immediately following the huddle. Quantum Leap. Sox is going to teach Quantum Leap. It's a KW series, and that's going to be on February 2nd. It's going to be all Fridays, 2nd, 16th, 23rd, in Kahului. KA office will be February 9th, and Lahaina will be on Wednesday, February 7th, 14th, and 21st. We'll keep this slide up every huddle, so to remind you. Personal mission statement, using your GPS, cultivating relationships, and developing a wealth building mindset. As you guys can see, all our classes are coming back beginning of the year. Sasha is also teaching realtor safety at the Realtors Association of Maui. It is a CE credited class. You get 3 CE credits for that. February 22nd from 1 to 4:15. Well, watch. Jonathan, are you on? Jonathan here? Do you have any updates?
Yes, I'm on.
Do you have any updates?
I will have updates by the next huddle. We're still getting all the details about the boat and working out the price and everything, but the weekend of the 17th, and I'm excited, and just put that weekend in your calendar because we want to get as many agents as possible. It's going to be fun.
Okay, so the 17th weekend we're looking at now.
Yes.
One of those days. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, it's either because several people want to do it in the afternoon, so it's gonna and there's like 2 different boats, so it's either gonna be Saturday the 17th or Sunday the 18th.
Excellent. Okay, stay tuned for that. The Maui Marathon. Steve, are you on? You want to update? Do you have enough people, or what are you guys looking for there?
Oh yeah, that's still going on, isn't it? No, I'm just kidding. No, we could always use more. We're gonna start ordering T-shirts right away. I know I started getting some of those sizes already. It's actually a blast. It's a good time. You get up a little early, but in the meantime, you're hanging out with a bunch of really fun, cool people, usually. And yeah, get to talk shop, hand off water. It's just another volunteer opportunity, something a little bit different than what we normally do. So yeah, and I know one of our coworkers, Michelle. She's the one who kind of helps heads it up. Rumel Colette, always say her last name wrong. Yeah, so it's cool that she put that on, and so it's good to help her out as well.
Yes, she's in charge, I think, of all the volunteers or something, right? Yeah, it's kind of a big job there.
Yeah. And real quick to Jonathan, I think the Super Bowl might be on the 18th. Is that right? So maybe we'll do the Saturday. Just a recommendation.
Good idea, Steve. Way to look
Thank you. I
out.
have a few.
Good looking out.
Super Bowl, come on, whale watch. Just kidding.
Okay. Moving on. Happy birthday to the January birthdays. Look at all those birthdays we have to celebrate. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Okay. No one, only me? Great. Thank you guys. Yeah. Newcomers, Chris Gamenchi and Shalia Hanohano. Welcome to the company. I think if you're a game night, everybody waves to them. Hey. Okay. All right, bucket lists. We got to fill the buckets. Who would like to fill a bucket today?
I will. Keone, Steve Bond here.
You, Steve?
And I want to thank you for helping us get to a closed escrow. Thank you very much.
Hi, closing. All right, anyone else? Very well then. Should move on. Cappers, congratulations, Sam Kramer, for capping Chris Haig, capper. Got another capper. Miranda Watson, capper. And Ben Finnerty, capper. Jonathan's out of the office. We already covered that. At leadership camp. Code of ethics and standard of practice. Let's move to the next slide. I think it's the next slide after that. This one, okay. So we're gonna go over the purchase contract, couple of sections here, right? We're gonna start doing the purchase contract, and we are doing the MLS rules. Miriam's doing the MLS rules, so she's gonna start doing those every other week, okay, at the huddle. Then I'm gonna do the purchase contract. Just a couple of sections a day. So if you look, right, most people skip over this. But if you look at the very top, right, where it says copyright and trademark notice, this copyrighted Hawaii Association of Realtors standard form is licensed for use under terms of the Hawaii Association of Realtors standards form license agreement located at such and such address. Use of this form is not intended to identify a real estate licensee as a realtor. Realtor is a registered collective membership mark, which may be used only by real estate licensees who are members of the National Association of Realtors and who subscribe to the Code of Ethics. Right? These are proprietary forms. We should not be giving these forms out. Anyway, you guys know how to fill in the top, right? Reference date, property reference, and address. Remember, if it's a condo on the second line, right? Put the condo name, unit number, and then you have your TMK and CPR if it's a condo. This purchase contract becomes legally binding, right? It's a legally binding contract for the purchase of real estate upon the execution by the parties, buyer and seller. A lot of people ask you that, right? It's not a good idea to tell them, well, you can just get out. Don't worry, you can get out, right? We know there are many ways they can get out, but it is still a legally binding contract between them. Handwritten or typed provisions in this purchase contract shall supersede any printed provisions if there is a conflict. Fill in all the blanks. Paragraphs preceded by checkoff boxes are optional. Must be checked to be made part of this contract, right? NA if not applicable. That's why the broker sends it back sometimes and says, put NA in here or put an X in there, because the instructions say at the very beginning to do so. Okay? When you go to court, if you get in trouble, they're going to say, what is the standard of practice in your industry? And they're going to say, put an X or put an NA. And they're going to say, while you're on the stand, why didn't you do that? Isn't that your standard of practice? Isn't that what the form says at the very top in bold print? You don't want your answer to be, well, I must have missed that one, right? So make sure you do it. It does seem very trivial at the time, but if you ever end up at court or something like that, or mediation, they're gonna look at you not doing that stuff as a start, right? They're gonna try to discredit you. And be like, oh, look, this person's so slack, they didn't even X a box or NA a box, right? So follow the instructions on the purchase contract. Okay, let's go to the next slide. It starts to get into the purchase contract a little bit. This is the agency section. If you guys don't know how to explain this, go to a contracts class, right? This is probably the most litigious part of the contract. It's cited, let's say, right? According to the Real Estate Commission of Hawaii, this is the most cited section that my agent didn't represent me. That's called agency, right? I felt that they didn't represent me. They were too busy saying what the seller didn't want when I was being represented as a buyer, right? They don't cite the agency. They just complain about it, and then it gets thrown into this category. Agency non-disclosure, the two big ones in lawsuits, right? If you don't know how to explain it, just read it to them. Very simple, right? Make sure this one is always missed. A2A, right? A2A, X is my favorite text back to agents. A2A, X is. Because this one is always forgotten because in our templates, these are blank, right? This top one's blank. So you put in that, you forget that. Okay, these X's and NAs really matter. If you can't put one in, then it doesn't matter because the standard practice is you can't put one in there. So you don't have to put one in, right? But the majority of these all can be X'd or NA'd. If it is a dual agency, right? Make sure, right, buyer sales non-oral written disclosure. Remember that a dual agency addendum is required, right? That's by law. The law says it has to be more than just a general statement, right? The more than general statement is the dual agency addendum. But it says what we can and can't do, right? What they should expect and all that. Remember also, just as a reminder, that check your lead-based paint date, right? I'm going to use Mitch's criteria. And if everybody can do this, it makes it very helpful for the brokers. If you can send the full listing synopsis with your offer, when the broker checks it, they can easily look and see what date it was built to help you out. Okay? Those are big deals, right? The lead-based paint may not seem like a big deal because it was built a long time ago and they remodeled it and all that kind of stuff, right? The EPA actually does come and check it. There was a office not to be named in Paia, and the EPA officer, whatever they call themselves, walked in the door and said, I need the files from this year to this year. And I needed those now, right? And they sat there and waited. So they compiled all that stuff and they looked through it to see if there were lead-based paint addendums on the properties. And they found, I don't know, 1 or 2 or 3, not a ton, but enough where they got cited. The broker, the principal broker got cited, right? And they ended up in the bulletin and all this stuff, right? Because the agents didn't put a lead-based paint addendum on it. And when do you need to put a lead-based paint?
1978.
Anything built prior to 1978. If it was built in 78, you might as well put one on there just to be safe, right? And remember the customer, right? There's a seller representation. Seller is represented by brokerage firm X. Buyer is represented by brokerage firm X. Or you're a dual agent. Remember, if you're a dual agent, you do not choose A2A and A2B. You just fill in A2C, dual agency representation, brokerage firm Keller Williams, and is a member, right? If the person is a customer, which is pretty rare, but I'm seeing that a lot more now, where they are a customer, right? So it's like in a FSBO, the seller is going to be a customer, right? You can still help them because you're going to have to. They don't have a disclosure statement. They don't have a counter offer, right? Remember, your fiduciary duty is to your buyer. right, to your buyer. Remember, just as a general rule, your client should feel that you are their agent, right? Don't go and say, hey, the seller's probably not going to take this if you're representing the buyer. Because now what? They're going to feel like, well, how do you know that? Are you talking to them? Right? Well, I talked to the agent. Okay, so do you work for the agent and the seller now? Right? This is what I want to put in. Right? That's when we get the complaints. Because they feel like you're on the other side. Kayla.
If you're representing a buyer and then you come to the seller as a customer like the Visco, where do you like negotiate the listing or the commission, actually not listing, but where do you negotiate the commission?
Good question. So the question is, if you're dealing with a FSBO and whatever, when do you negotiate the commission for you? Great question, and it should be done before you present the offer. Right? Once you present the offer, they have their name, their number, either the buyer's name, the buyer's number, and all that, right? So get that done prior to. So typical thing, right? You drive by a house and it has a for sale by owner sign, and I go, well, what about that one? You're like, oh man, right? And so what you want to do is you say, let me go call them and we'll figure it out and I'll let you know, right? Then you go back to the office, you call the FSBO and you say, hey, you guys want to sell it? I got this buyer. They say, yeah. Say, okay, I'm going to come over and we'll talk story, bring that form, right? We have a FSBO form in the intranet. It's a one pager, really simple. It says that they'll sell the property, right? And then pay us a commission. Get that signed before, because if you don't, you could be SOL on your commission because they'll just undercut you and go right to the buyer and seller. Okay, so great question. Do it up front, right? All right, I think that's all we have for that section today. Any questions? Steve, question? I don't know all the slides. Do we have the slides still? Okay. There's a question for Mitch.
Oh, so the dual agency addendum, under the dual agency part C there, it says separate dual agency addendum is required. We still have to check off addenda on the addendum section, right?
Yes, I would, because it's an addendum to the contract, right? You're adding it to, because it doesn't list it anywhere else but there, so. Sorry, go back to that. Oh, wait, it's not, it's on the next section, right? It's on the next page. We'll cover that in the next one, yeah, but Mitch's question is, if you have a dual agency representation, right? You need the dual agency addendum. That just doesn't take care of it there, right? So in section D, addenda, you'll see it about halfway down the first column. Dual agency disclosure and consent, right? That should also be X, is what Mitch is saying, right? Don't forget to do that also. Good point. Okay, let's move on. Don't forget, there is a do not call list. We have the do not call list that gets updated monthly. However, you can get online do not call list. That's especially if you're doing, for lack of a better word, robo calls. That's where they're getting most of the fines, big fines, $35,000 fines for this stuff. So be very cautious when you're doing calls, especially if you're not doing it yourself. Calls, voicemails, texts, right? They all apply. Okay, let's sell your listing. Who has a listing they want to sell? Mitch has a listing he wants to sell.
Not on market yet. We just got it signed. So it should be coming on the market on Wednesday. It's a vacant land in Wailuku. Small lot, probably about 2,800 square feet. But the difference about this one is it's on it's going to be on North Street, vacant lot, flat. Owner does have permits. She just got them approved from county, so they're good till October. So once you buy it, you can actually start building on it right away as long as you start the construction on it before October. Because after you start construction on, there's not really like a set timeframe that you need to finish building it by, right? So, $355 is the list price, and yeah, give me a call. Let me know. Yeah, I might actually have some.
Anyone else? Yes, Liza.
So it's in Haiku. We took photos over the weekend, hoping to get them back today or tomorrow. It's 1.33 acres in Haiku, and it's, according to the county, it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath, but it's built out as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And there's no ocean views, and it's on Puniaba. So if you're passing Jaws, it's on the ocean side. And it's gonna be listed at 1.199. So if you have any buyers, let me know, but hoping for it to go live today or tomorrow.
Awesome. John Harris.
Aloha, y'all. I'm at
Aloha.
my listing in Kapolani Estates. Let me turn my camera around. I can figure out how to do that. Anyway, it's 3-bed, 3-bath, 2-car garage, and I cannot figure out how to turn my camera around. Oh, there it is. Beautiful home, super meticulously taken care of. It's listed for $2,250,000. I'm on my 3rd showing already this morning. It just went live this morning. We got 2 more by 11. Right there.
Nice view.
I scheduled that, but it's a great home. Bring me a buyer. Let's get something done inside KW.
Awesome. The listing details are in the chat. They put those up there, so awesome. Go right to it. Cool. Nice listing.
That's already live, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sitting open house right now. All right. Anyone else?
We have one.
Who's we?
Ruby.
Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Lost you a little bit. Ray, turn off your camera.
Down.
Mhm.
Let me say internet down.
All right, anyone else while we're waiting for them in PA? Listing, bring your listings forward. Okay, we're gonna give them another 30 seconds to. Oh, something's happening. Ray's fake picture. Or should I say his real estate picture?
Real estate.
Like a perfect girl.
I know, right? He's got the Superman going there. Now we're looking at his crotch. Sarah.
Sorry, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Ruby.
I have a 1.9 acres of vacant land with electricity, with water meter in Haiku. And they already started a farm. They are structured, and the county approved it as a storage. But I'm gonna finish it today, and then it should be listed in the next day or 2. Yeah, I already have interested party.
How much was it?
I can't hear, huh?
How much?
It's about 8 something. We haven't set the price yet.
Awesome. All right, anyone else? Okay, before we go, keep your camera up, Ray. Before we go, I don't know if you guys have seen this flyer yet, rolling around. You got it emailed to you. Ram is sponsoring an event. Thank you. For Alan. It's gonna be on the February 8th from 3 to 5. at Coldwell Banker's office in Kapalua. The reason why it's there is because their office is big. So we can hold a bigger event out there. But it is a Ram sponsored event to celebrate Alan. So please be there. And if you can. And if not, we will see you next week for another edition of the Huddle. Don't forget to check your calendars, because that's where you can put on the Huddle your daily calendar that comes in. We are working on a text method to alert you guys. The old text method went away, so we're working on a new text method. So
Hey, Keone, before we lose everybody, can I make one other announcement?
sure.
Hey, Jonathan here from the Culture Committee. I just want to let everybody know that we've committed to doing our monthly meal service where we cook a meal and serve it to approximately 50 to 60 people at Hale Kaukau. Hale Kaukau has been doing meals for the needy every night for the last 30 years with no exceptions, 365. So it's really great that we can help them out and just do one night a month. It's the third Wednesday of every month is our KW night. So there's two ways that you guys can contribute. One is, of course, just let me know. And it's usually about 5 of us in the kitchen. So if you can give your time and service, that would be wonderful. And if not, or in addition, you can also sponsor each of these evenings. It costs approximately $150 for us to purchase the food. So if you want to take one of these evenings and sponsor it, that would be wonderful too. I'm going to try and get a QR code and I'll list the dates for the rest of the year. But I just wanted to make that announcement, and also wanted to acknowledge thank you to all the agents that have volunteered and served. Thank you.
And thank you to Ray Davis, who has already sponsored February's month for the meal. And yes, thank you for the good work you do, Jonathan.
Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha, everyone. Thank you for coming. See you next week.